Okay, so I made this video called "He's Compensating," and you can maybe review that one. But I can remember this conversation that I was having with some other teachers, in the teachers' room a long time ago, and we were talking about this guy that we worked with that he studied martial arts his whole life, and he was always talking about fighting. He was always sort of like almost like it was like a bully, right? But some of the, I guess, some of the guys envied him, right? Uh, and they kind of looked up to him like a 12-year-old will look up to like a pro wrestler or something like that. So anyway, there was a discussion about this guy, and so I wasn't joining the conversation much, right? So then this lady, right? So it was talking about how great he is, how what a tough guy he is. He's a real deal. He's tough. And then one lady said, "What's he compensating for?" Right? And it was so funny. It was so funny because we think sometimes that people who are overly aggressive and overly tough are compensating for having a small penis or compensating for being short or compensating for some people compensate, like, let's say if they've been, you know you could say that about Donald Trump, right? He's always bragging about this. I'm very rich. I'm very this, and you know some people say he seems to be compensating for something. But anyway, uh, and it could be that anybody could compensate for anything. In fact, I've had some female bosses uh, that generally it's often said, and I'm not saying it's true, but it's often said that female bosses can be the can be worse bosses because they're compensating for being a female. They Everything that you question that you ask them, they regard it as some kind of an attack. You're questioning, like you say, oh, uh, you know, you ask for some kind of clarification, and they'll jump on you, right? And I've had some female bosses that were kind of like that. But I've also had some female bosses that were really chill, right? It's usually the the one that I can think of who was really chill. She was the owner of the company. She doesn't have to impress anybody. Nobody's going to fire her, right? So she didn't have to prove anything. I think that here's a good example or a good way to explain this. People who are compensating for something, it's like they're uh, trying to prove something. Like they're trying to prove that they're smart. They're trying to prove that they're tough. They're trying to prove something, right? And even me having a beard, right? And it's probably true. It's probably true. A lot of guys who have as much hair as me have beards. It's like we're trying to prove that we can grow hair. Hey, hey, I can grow hair. See, look, right? No, but also it actually looks better, right? Than to have just a completely naked head and completely naked face. But some people say that about people that have beards. What are you compensating for, right? And but it's probably some truth to it. Okay, so getting back to innuendo, I want to show you a scene from the movie Shrek. Shrek is an animated, I think it's Pixar maybe or Disney. He's kind of like a green monster, whatever. And So let me just show you the video. First of all, I encourage you to go watch this video. He's compensating, right? But anyway, let's see. Browser. Oh, okay. Now I gotta. Still haven't mastered this software. Okay, so. So the quote is, "Do you think he's compensating for something?" Right? And I think the implication here is that he's either short physically or he has a small penis, right?
Lord Farquaad's castle.
So Lord Farquaad's castle, and it's this big, tall castle, sort of unnecessarily tall, you know?
That's the place. Do you think maybe he's compensating for something?
Okay, so that was you know, he was saying something without saying it. Okay. And that was some innuendo. Okay, so there you go. All right, so I think that's enough for this video. Okay, so I will talk to you on the next video.